We would like to welcome Global and National Security Institute from the University of South Florida. We are currently live with Dr. Robert Burrow. Welcome to this program.
در مقالی که شما پارسال در آستانه آغاز دور دوم ریاست جمهوری آقای ترامپ نوشته بودید، یکی از گزینه‌هایی که برای سال 2025 پیش بینی کردید برای ونزوئلا فشار حد اکثری دولت ترامپ بر ونزوئلا با استفاده از نیروی نظامی بود. این دقیقاً هم اتفاقی است که الان ما داریم می‌بینیم و شاهدش هستیم. فکر می‌کنید چرا این اتفاق افتاد و آیا وقوع جنگ به زودی قابل پیش بینی است یا نه؟
Hi, thanks for having me. That is a very good question. Yes, the article that I wrote with Dr. Mahmoodian was an insightful look into what materialized as the future. When you look at Marco Rubio's selection as the U.S. Secretary of State, and you look at what he supported in the past as a U.S. Senator before, it's not very difficult to understand what his position towards Venezuela or Iran would be. He supports democracy and human rights.
ایران به چه صورت هست؟ او از دموکراسی حمایت میکنه.
He has supported democracy in Iran in various ways. He has supported several congressional laws and provisions on U.S. foreign policy towards Iran, including laws in response to the women, life, freedom movement, and the Green Party.
مهاجران کوبایی بودند.
Regarding Venezuela, because he is the son of Cuban immigrants, he has a strong opinion on a positive future for the Caribbean. Now, in my opinion, Venezuela is a cancer for the region, not just for itself, but for the entire region. And military forces may be part of some of the provisions that could lead to democracy in Venezuela.
بیشتر اشاره شد آقای ترامپ واقعا پنهان نمی‌کنه که مایل به سرنگونی آقای مادورو در ونزوئلا هست. ولی آیا از دید شما کارهایی که ایشون در این راستا داره انجام میده، کارهایی که ترامپ در این راستا داره انجام میده، آیا با قوانین و موازین بین المللی همخوانی داره یا نه؟
Well, it really depends on your opinion. I'm not a lawyer, but what I can tell you is that the current president of Venezuela is Mr. Edmundo Gonzalez. So, if the United States is acting in support of Mr. Gonzalez's presidency and at his behest, then that changes everything. If you look at U.S. actions in this way, you will see that, yes, a legitimate president is asking for U.S. help. In that case, the whole media narrative will change.
و باز هم آقای بورل در یک مقاله دیگری که همون نوامبر سال 2024 پارسال نوشتید، شما ونزوئلای مادورو رو نقطه تلاقی بازیگرانی جهانی که شما شروع می‌دونید از جمله روسیه، چین، ایران، کره شمالی و همینطور حزب الله و سازمان‌های جنایی فراملی رو به اون اضافه کردید. شما ونزوئلا عزیز شما در سیاست خارجی تهران چه نقشی داره، چه جایگاهی داره؟
I think Iran has offered support for Maduro, just like Russia and China support Maduro, just because they are enemies of America. Therefore, they want to have a forward operating base in Latin America. The danger is precisely that Venezuela evolves into a threat to America under this dictatorship, because it can turn into a base for adversaries and transnational criminal organizations. It can turn into a base for terrorists or a base for terrorist-supporting countries. Therefore, the more Maduro sits in power in Venezuela, the more dangerous it is for the people of America. That is why what you are seeing now, you see that America and its current president are making a stand, saying that the future of Venezuela will not be like this. I am sure that most Venezuelans support U.S. actions. Remember, a third of the Venezuelan people are not even in Venezuela. 8 million Venezuelan citizens, a third of the population of this country, have fled the country. This shows what is happening in Venezuela now. It is the third highest on the corruption index in the world. In terms of corruption, it is one of the strongest countries. It is comparable to Somalia and South Sudan. It is a very corrupt country, which is also dangerous for America.
و حالا که ما در واقع این اتفاقات رو مشاهده می‌کنیم، چه پایانی رو برای این ماجرا شما مستقر می‌شید؟
Well, I don't think that the U.S. forces will leave the scene without being convinced that they are winning. However, I don't think we are going to see any U.S. invasion of Venezuela. I don't think Trump wants to conduct counterinsurgency or reconstruction campaigns. Simultaneously, if Venezuelan resistance emerges, U.S. forces may provide support to ensure their safety. But I don't think that the Trump administration will go after a military invasion of Venezuela, nor will it try to occupy Venezuela, but it may support resistance operations. Currently, the dominant resistance in Venezuela has been nonviolent. It is similar to Iran's Green Party movement or the Women Life Freedom movement, as it offers a legal form of protest. So this may happen again in December because we have Christmas holidays and most Venezuelans are Catholic, and the church's cardinals, bishops, and priests in Venezuela have endorsed civic action against the dictatorship. So as people congregate in churches over the holidays, this may inspire more nonviolent action, perhaps similar to past Christmas periods, as the clergy helps to mobilize the people, but it will probably be nonviolent. We haven't seen any violent resistance movements emerge yet. In those circumstances, the U.S. forces may decide to defend the protesters from violent suppression by the regime.
Robert Burrell, Global National Security Institute at University of South Florida. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.